Hey guys, welcome back to the Horror with your hostess with the mostest, Jenna, as always. Sorry for such the low voice drop. I thought I was going to choke. Excuse me. So, submitted for your approval, I am finally doing our Viewer's Choice winner, starting to do our episode by episode, season by season review of Are You Afraid of the Dark? Are You Afraid of the Dark? Little backstory, was a Canadian show that was released in 91 up in Canada. Year later in 1992, we finally got it here in the States. We finally caught up with the coolness of Canada. We've had other Canadian shows, mainly through Nickelodeon during that time, and other like networks, public access stuff, such as not only this, but such as You Can't Do That on Television, the classic Degrassi Junior High and Degrassi High, which also later spawned a very, very successful, long-running and still running TV show, Hello. But we are doing Are You Afraid of the Dark? So Are You Afraid of the Dark, we got at the time in, like I said, 92 here in the States, as a part of Nickelodeon's Saturday Night Snick Block, which was geared more towards the older child / teens and everything. And this ended the block. Like, you know, you'd have, I think there was like Ren and Stimpy, Clarissa Explains It All, Roundhouse, and this show, I believe that was kind of like vaguely the first run of like the Snick, and then later on, you know, we would get like All That, The Amanda Show, Kenan Kel in this lineup, but this would always like be the last show, sort of just to like top off the night, you know, give you a little something scary to watch. And let me tell you, every Saturday night, I would be at home watching this because I could not miss an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? That's how obsessed I was with it. But, so we were talking about the Phantom Cab, the first episode of the series, the Phantom Cab. Now, I have to say, when I first, like, growing up, watching this show, initially, when I first saw this episode, I did like it, but after, you know, the more episodes were coming and everything each week and all this, that one kind of, like, I didn't enjoy it as much. It was not necessarily one of my favorites, but it's still enjoyable. Like, I watched it last night, and I actually do have an appreciation for it. I kind of actually like it a little bit more now than when I was a kid. Still not one of my favorites, but it's an enjoyable little show. It's a little enjoyable little episode. It does introduce us to one of our regular characters that would show up at least once a season. I know the actor has done a few other little parts throughout the show. I know he's going to be coming up again in Laughing in the Dark as a different character, but it introduces us to Dr. Vic with a very iconic character, along with another one of the series characters, which we will be seeing later on in the season. You guys know who it is. I'm not even going to mention him. For those of you who don't know who the other character is, you're going to have to wait on that. But anyway, so basically, this tale comes from Frank, who basically, first episode, I feel it's very appropriate. It's first episode, Frank is being kind of initiated, I guess, to the Midnight Society. He's a new member. He's got to tell the story. So this is sort of his, like, make it or break it story. If they like it, you know, he's in. If they don't like it, he is out. So, you know, he gives us the story, and I feel very appropriate. New guy, new TV show, very appropriate. But yeah, no, it's a good show, good episode. These two kids are kind of hiking in the woods and everything, and the little brother kind of gets them lost because basically he doesn't understand how to use compass. You know, he has a compass, and he literally holds it by his belt buckle, which is made out of metal, so the compass obviously keeps, like, pointing at his belt buckle, and this kid just doesn't realize that's why they're lost until the brother Buzz points it out. So then the kids run into another guy who walks into a little cottage to Dr. Vic to get them help, phone their parents and stuff. But there's a catch. They cannot use the phone unless they answer a riddle correctly. Because, you know, Dr. Vic is kind of like that. He's not a nut job, but he's just a little eccentric. I'm just saying. And he, you know, so he gives them a little test riddle. They get it right. Give him the actual sort of test or whatever, the test riddle, the actual riddle, and they can't solve it. So he's like, you know what? You guys can't call your parents. Just, you guys gotta leave. This is how you get back to town. Excuse me. Get back to the town and everything. There'll be a cab that, you know, picks you up or whatever and takes you back to town or whatever. So they run into the guy from earlier. Come to find out that the guy is actually dead. He's a ghost, and they're about to meet their demise if they don't solve this riddle. So they do. They finally, eventually solve the riddle, free all the other spirits and everything that, you know, for like the last 40 years have been unrested, aren't at peace and everything. So they kind of break the spell and all that. Dr. Vic sort of disappears and everything. So, but yeah, no, it's a good little episode and everything. I like that it's a simple little ghost story. I feel like they do quite a few like ghost story type episodes in here and plots and everything. But I kind of like that, especially now considering I know I just kind of talked about this in my Lady in White video, but I think this is also why I love just straight up kind of like classic ghost stories, is because of this show. A lot of this show has that, but it's definitely a decent episode. Like I said, it's still not one of my favorites, but it's definitely worth checking out. It's good. It's a good show starter and everything. So, but that's my quick little review on it. Next one coming up that we have, let me go, is The Tale of the Lonely Ghost. So yeah, that's going to be the next one, and I will go ahead and put in the description box the rest of the season in order that I'm going to be doing them, because like I said, I know these are not different, there's different versions and volumes out here. This one, like I said, as far as I know, the collection I have is pretty in order of air dates and everything, so we're going to do it this way. Like I said, I'll leave that all at the bottom. But till next time, you guys, stay creepy, classy, and a little bit sassy.